honor and a privilege it is, to see that the ancestors are at peace, you know. And so we're setting things for the next journey for, my father home. And so, in 2 days, yeah, we sealed it up. Yeah, yeah, so daddy's going right there. Yeah, so beautiful to be amongst, the family that are resting in flesh, but are in the spirit. Yeah, yeah, the family property. That's grandpa's and great grandpa's house up top back in the day. And uncle is over, and my cousins are over just for the process of helping with the final resting and testament of my father. So this is the family home up top. The heights of Butler country. And this is where we had the wonderful setup for my father. That was last night. It was so awesome. And the reason why I never got any videos for the setup was I was too busy in the process of basically, honestly, I was too busy in the process of, being present, with the family and vibing. And now it's clean up, because we had people over, normally when we have a death in Jamaican family, we have the setup. And so there's normally like a great, well, that's my auntie Babs and my cousin, daughter Princess Auntie Maureen. Yes, so normally in Jamaican families, after the death, that's my cousin Maya, that's her daughter. So normally, when there's a death in Jamaican family, we have what is called the nine-night order and the setup, which is like a final sending off of the spirit of the person. Some would say like a party, but it's not really a party. A vibe of sending the family member off in harmony, in love, and just making them realize that they're not leaving us in sorrow, but that there's a joy like they brought in life. And so that was last night, and that's the awesome view. I always loved this view when I came here. When I was younger, I always loved it. It was an awesome view. Yeah. So that was last night, and on Sunday now, we lay daddy to rest. It's good to visit the ancestral home because, there's so much things that is a part of your development, your upbringing that you don't realize until you go back into the environments. And for me, it has brought back a lot of memories. It's just an awesome sight, to come back into the family environment, and the family church is just down the walkway from here because it's usually a secret path that we usually walk through to the church on the property, which is somewhere through there. But we're gonna go from the other side so we can see it as we continue, just like a tour into my father's community. Yeah, we got some coffee right here, right? Coffee beans on the trees. So, I mean, I can never take it for granted, the gift of what family has brought into my life. And, as Jamaicans, sometimes we're not always in the best way in relation to our family. But the gift of God is that when we can learn and grow, oh, there's some pumpkins going on over there. Yeah, when we can learn and grow to understand and, go past the misunderstandings, the mistakes. There it is. Yeah, two pumpkins all the way over there. Yeah, it's growing. Yeah, we got to grow past those misunderstandings as family and, you know, healed and bond the strength of, the nations we desire for our children. As my auntie Babs was saying it, one of the things we do a lot as humans, parents, is spoil the children, saying that we don't want our children to grow up suffering or work as hard as we have worked as hard. And by doing that, a lot of us have recognized that the children have grown up lazy, entitled, and unrespectful. They're very disrespectful of their parents because they never understood how hard their parents worked to give them this seemingly perfect life. Yeah, thousands of dollars upon electronic games and equipment and all manner of things that the parents work so hard to provide for their children. And it's so unappreciated because sometimes these young, and as my auntie was saying, grown men and women be acting like their parents should still be paying the bills for them. Through all manner of ways they want their parents to be paying the bills for them. So it's making a lot of people lazy when you're still taking care of your grown ass kids. I know you love them, but that's something. What I respect Victoria for is Victoria didn't come and say to me, "Oh, Jerome, I want to stay in the fancy hotels, or I want to do this, or I want to do that." Yes, she wanted to live the way I live up on the mountain, and I would say, "Baby, you know that I plan to, because we've had places, and I want to go and have more places and set up something." And she's like, "Baby, I'm at peace with this, you know, I'm at peace with this, I'm like, and so in Jamaica we say people talk about judging content or character. That's where I judged the content of her character when she said that early on in our relationship. So I know that we are peace anywhere. You understand me? So she knew what it is to climb up that mountain to chop firewood. Yeah? And we have the videos up. We weren't shooting them to just shoot video when she was cleaning the walkway. She was literally cleaning. We together, the entire family. Because it's our walkway, you know what I mean? And some people might sit and say, oh, they're just doing that to post on social media. Really? Really? You need to come live in the mountains. So what we're talking about really for the family experience is this. Family has to learn responsibility. And you gotta let the children at least learn the skills that you possess as parents, because that is natural to you. And to be easy through the dynamics of the genetics for them to catch on to what their parents were doing, because it's in the genes, right? One of the most important things is that you should understand that if you are a very good carpenter, saleswoman, or whatever, it should be good to at least let your kids catch the skill so they have that and they don't need to go to a professional to learn whatever else. So you might say, well, my son or my daughter don't like what I do because you haven't taught them to respect what you do by how you act. You tell them that you want them to be better than you. You tell them that you want them to come up and do something with their lives, as if the little shop you have to sew clothes to do something with your life to send them to school isn't worthy as sending them to these big Ivy League universities or these after school programs or whatever we send them to, you send them to feel improved as young adults or as just our children towards becoming, viable adults. Because if a man don't know to provide for himself, he won't be able to provide for his family. And you think I'm going to leave it at that? If a woman don't know to provide for herself, she won't be able to provide, take care of her family. Yeah? We love to talk about the single parent household. Well, a lot of them are headed by women. So the dynamic of a woman's mentality is good in the situations that these unfortunate things should happen, right? When both man and woman who are responsible come together, we have healthy relationships, we have families, yeah, family economics. It's a start. I know where I'm at. I know where me and Vicky's at, and I know where we got to go. We know that together, and we know that God is there to guide and protect the experience of us doing this. It's beautiful, when I can walk through my parents' community, my father's community, my grandfather's community, my auntie's community, my cousin's community. It's like I walk through mine, and there's honor and there's dignity. You know what I mean? There's a place of belonging. There are people whom we belong to. Yeah. So there's ways to learn and to improve on the failings in our personality. Yeah. Improve characteristics of a healthy being, a wise being. Yeah. And a conscientious being. Yeah. Be high in agreeableness when necessary, and be disagreeable for the greater good, not just to cause disarray. So Family is supposed to correlate all the information, the experiences, and give the person a sense of well-being. So as you contemplate the ultimate heritage of your family history, I give thanks that you should have the privilege to be able to see and grow in that understanding of your family heritage and your family history. And so here we're coming up on the left of the family church here. My grandfather's church is on the family land, donated to, my grandfather's church. Grandpa is a preacher, was a preacher. And so the family are all Sabbath keepers, yeah. Seventh-day Baptist Church of God, of prophecy. But I think they took the of prophecy part off in this age. But yeah, that's a church that surrounds the family and the family community. And so, like I say, as we talk about the rights and the responsibility and the family, one can truly see, the authentic essence, yeah. Awesome responsibilities when we realize that families come under not just the essence of the self-preservation, but the preservation of the community and the society, because all the society is made up of strong families. And the weaker the society is, the weaker the family unit is, and the weaker the constructs of the psychology of family is. So, at times of bereavement or times of loss, one of the most essential things is to unite and reunite the family's, moral foundation, spiritual, and some might even say religious foundations, but it's to improve the foundations of family and to establish family in a deeper rooted context of spirituality. Morning, morning. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Yes, rooted into spirituality and the essence of the faith, because once family is rooted in faith, we find that there's a foundation and there are avenues, ways, and means of correcting disorientation in the personal and the communal experience when family is rooted in a faith, where there is an avenue that the family can go to have its issues addressed, yeah, versus it just looking to address itself. And a society is made up of families who thus look to the higher forces, using the higher clause and premise and foundation of morality and the moral code, right? Then it is easier than essentially, yeah, for families to diverge and to create better societies, because that's the essence of the power dynamic, The most powerful families create the experience of the society. And so as we continue on this journey through my family's town, yeah, might as well call it Butler Town, but it's Thompson Town, yeah, Clarendon, yeah, way above Moko, near Blackwoods. And where my cousins live is a beautiful place called Victoria. So when I took Victoria to Victoria, we're having a good time. Blessings and love. This is the way to the high schools. All my cousins and my aunties occupy, great positions, as teachers, One time my aunt was a principal, probably still is, of that school. Lots of good vibrations, just taking you out on this awesome journey through the community, the communal experience, the family experience, restoration. Yeah. Remember years ago, these were like little footpaths, They were just little walkways. They were unpaved, and here they are now being paved, and yeah, such development. But one thing, farming everywhere in Jamaica. So I was gonna take you out with some more sights of the awesome, awesome, awesome journeys through these beautiful communities, remembering the goodness, yeah, of the Most High. Okay, so we're at a fork in the road. Where are we gonna go? I'm thinking I'm gonna take this way because I'm not heading down to that wave right now. But we're gonna just swivel back to where we're coming from. Yeah. And see the different dimensions, yeah. Beautiful Jamaica.